Yo people, Makkuro here, and today I have a review of the Ford Shelby GT500 Super Snake, the Run Edition. Well, it was originally the Run Edition when I bought it, but I made some few modifications since it went through over a year of sitting in my garage, and it got few parts as well, since at stock it started with race-tuned Gromlin parts, different rims and different tint, I believe. Yeah, different tint. And of course, your typical setup of skin mods. Well, when I bought it, the skin mods still weren't introduced, so nothing was in it. Anyway, this is something the formers have wanted me to review, so here it is, and it costs I don't know how much, probably 5,000 speed boost. I can't get a price tag on it, couldn't find it anywhere. It isn't available to buy, so you have to look for limited offers on it. Now, as to the aftermarket shop, as I said, it comes with Verge wide body kit, which is exclusive only to the Run edition, and you can't buy any body kits. It comes with some HRE wheels, which I removed. It comes with smoke blackout, not black tint, stage 3 lowering kit, and the bad ASP license plate. Now, no spoilers and no hood as well, so this is quite the non-racing car, pretty much. And without parts, it's at 669 overall. This is with disabled performance, and the top speed at that point is pretty much nice, 306 km per hour, which is 190 miles per hour. Now, I've run the Boss 302 from 2012 here, and it did 237 km per hour, and the Boss has 230 km per hour, which is 142.9 miles per hour. However, even though it has low speed acceleration, it does stack up at mid to high speed, since we start with at 206 km per hour, which is 128 miles per hour, and we got to a speed of 310 km per hour, which is 192.6 miles per hour for US Imperial Darth Vader meter things. Now, as S-Class is pretty much unplayable, you can't finish even a single race, so I had to ask someone for a private race, and here it is, Campus Interchange. Third lap added by me. Trolling aspect always, one more lap, I love that power up. Always gives more fun to the races, but back to the car, and the car itself is interesting. The sound is a proper muscle car sound. It's a proper V8, not the Ford V8 you get on Koenigsegg, the fax machine, and a lot of cars in this game. It's a proper V8 muscle sound. Also, the top speed is, at my tuning, 347 kilometers per hour, which is 215.6 miles per hour, as you can see. And now, well, and now and so on, and the handling is interesting because it's grippy, but at the same time, when you start cornering or changing directions, it gets a bit slidey. So you get turning left and then turning right, and it gets a bit slippy, and then turning left again and then right, and the tail just starts to slide all over the place, and it gets a bit drifty. However, when you start driving on the straight and again turning a bit, it gets grippy, stable. It's a strange thing. I like personally how this car handles. It's a bit more interesting than your understeer typical little turning radius limit thing, but if you don't like oversteer, then well, this car won't really like you, or you won't like it. But personally, I do enjoy the way this car drives. It's not slippy all the time, it's slippy only when you overdo it, or when you try driving with it too vigorously, as it is a muscle car, so it's actually pretty well replicated in this game. and a time of 2 minutes 10 seconds, which can be easily improved, is not very good time. So now moving on to Dover Street, I did a multiplayer and I found a Ferretti Max yet again. This isn't a private mesh, so you know, just found on multiplayer. Anyway, as you can see, the low acceleration on Super Snake is worse than on the boss. However, when it comes to corners and high speed, mid to high speed acceleration, the Super Snake wins, and I do apologize for that. I was uploading something at the time, and normally I do try to avoid those situations as much as possible because I know how that, you know, that phone thingy completely kills you. So sorry for that. Now the acceleration aspect, like I said, it's a good high-speed car. That's definitely the point of it, but it doesn't have the best top speed out there. So tracks like Campus Interchange, no. It also doesn't have the best cornering speed, but on track like on the Dover Street track, it's pretty much very good. I mean, it's not the best car out there. It's definitely not the best car. It wasn't the best car when it was the old Kings era, and it isn't the best car now. So yeah, don't expect it to be something amazing, but for what you pay, you get pretty much interesting performance, because on Dover Street, and with its high speed acceleration, then on a track like this where the top speed doesn't really matter that much, if you have at least 340 of it, this car can do some quite nice damage. Alright, I'm just gonna skip through this for the third lap, which I'm gonna add very soon, and in a matter of interest and time to not bore you, and I'm gonna show you just the last thingy. However, I want to also notice the handling, that the cornering speed. It's good, but not good as well. If you start overdoing it, it loses speed a lot. If you're keeping it clean, if you're keeping to your racing lines, your cornering speeds will be pretty decent. It won't be as high as those super OP cars, but they will be decent enough to keep you at some nice speeds. And you will be doing some quite nice lap times, as I have done here, 1 minute 13 seconds, and this can be improved. 1 minute 11 with this car on this track is possible, and 1 minute 11 is a friggin' fast time even with an Nismo. Keep that in mind. Now, team escape aspect and the ramming aspect of this car is something to be considered, because as will be demonstrated here, it can ram the living shit out of pretty much anything, maybe aside of a Hummer, but other than that, it's probably the fastest heavy ramming car in this game. That's how good this car is on ramming, and it has only 26% improved RAM. It isn't maxed out, and it can literally obliterate everything when it comes to hitting. You see, Van, normally that sucker mom would fuck you up in that situation. Here, I barely even felt anything. We just boom out of the way. Seriously, in team escapes S-Class, this car is just abomination to all the cops and so on. It just destroys everything it gets on its way. If you're gonna max out the RAM on this car, it's gonna be your perfect team escape car all the way. It's just massively insane, and put up with its pretty damn responsive handling, it does kill. And in A class, of course, I had to do, it does get pretty interesting performance, because the decrease in low speeds acceleration is pretty insignificant, because it's just 1 kilometer per hour, so less than 1 mile per hour difference. And on high speeds we start from 206 or 205, and end up at 307 kilometers per hour. So add 1 and you have 2 kilometers per hour difference. So it's a bit bigger on the higher speeds, but still 2 kilometers per hour difference. That's pretty much 30 overall. That's not that big when you keep in mind it still can pretty much accelerate nicely, because low speed, yeah, the problem with this car is that it has no acceleration on those very low speeds from 100 and so on. But from 200 kilometers per hour, it rocks. Of course, you get no change with an Nismo on the straight, but if the driver in the Nismo is not what you call a best driver out there, and you can keep your lines with this Super Snake, you're gonna just gain on him in the corners. That's pretty much to it, because that's a JDM tuner, so corners are where it's best. But if you have a Super Snake, and it can do some damage in the corners if you can manage to keep it. But for some reason everyone decided to stay at the start or leave the race, and well, I couldn't get an interesting A-class race because all the others were pretty much crash hacked by those stupid cheaters. So yeah, sorry, not my fault, I tried. Anyway, in A-class it's still decent. A or S-class, it will be decent, because 1 minute 30 seconds for a non-CNOS car, an old King, is pretty much very good time. You can do a 1 minute 28 seconds with it max, but you can, so that's pretty damn good. Also, of course, top speed on A-class, I have to just say it would show what it is, and it's 337 kilometers per hour, 209.4 miles per hour. Yeah. Now that will be pretty much all for the performance side. So now the conclusion. Why would you want to buy this car? Well, looks are a matter of taste. I personally love how this Mustang looks. It's my most favorite Mustang in this game. That's definitely the case. Sound, also pretty decent. Not the best sounding car in the game. The Viper SRT10 ACR Elite just destroys everything in terms of sound. I also prefer Sterling most when it's Pro Ultra tuned. Sounds more than this, but it's still very nice sound for your ears. Now, performance wise, if you're looking to set world records with it, don't even bother. But if you're someone who does team escapes and who are searching for a team escape car, look no further. This is your car. A-class, S-class, nothing will beat this car when it comes to team escape. Even those team escape juggernaut editions of the Nismo. Nismo is worse at ramming than this car. Period. Seriously. This car max out ramming power on this car, and you won't even need to use juggernaut against rhinos. You still can, but yeah, it's seriously, this car is like an S-class Hummer, just without the cosmic nose and super overpowered handling. That's pretty much what this car is. So yeah, performance wise, if you're looking team escape, this is your car. If not, well, then don't bother buying it. But if someone looks only at performance, then he's better off just leaving the game all together. So yeah. Now, other remarks of this car. Well, I don't know. Handling is pretty interesting. If you like oversteering cars, this car may also be for you. So yeah. Also, it's a Mustang, and I suppose everyone should have at least one Mustang. If you're looking for one, then why not choose this, the Super Snake, the strongest of the breed, you know, the best one out there, technically, supposedly. But yeah, it's your choice. It's not a great car, it's a medium car, but in team escape aspect, it's great. So yeah, that will be all. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that like button, comment if you want to add something, share with to your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and so on, and all those shits out there. And if you really liked, then please subscribe to me for more content. Also, donations of any kind of amount will be much appreciated. The link to that is in the description, and thanks for watching, and see ya!